All right. Um, Weekly BP Prestige is back. As you can see, it is this time Netherlands, in Zandvoort, a historic track. Um, First hosted the Grand Prix in like 1970s. Um, Overtaking in Zandvoort isn't really that easy. On this game, of course, almost every you can overtake at every single track, but still the difficulty has been raised in here. Still kind of waiting for Shaz to just flipping at everyone on that stream. All right, he has finally added. Probably next time I should probably add it myself. Or at least I'm gonna ask Shaz if I can add everyone in there. But anyways, like I was saying, Netherlands, the track that isn't really the easiest one to overtake. If we're talking about other tracks from the calendar, why is my voice so weird? I don't know why is my voice a little bit off at the moment. So yeah, like I was saying, Netherlands isn't really the track that is the easiest to overtake, at least in the calendar. Still good places to overtake. Turn 1 is the best one to overtake. Still, turn 3 is a good one to overtake. Then of course run up to turn number 11. That is one as well, very good one. But then of course you don't really want to do that unless it's a very slow car in front, since you're just gonna, the next straight is very close, and turn 1 is the easiest one to overtake with even longer straights and even better of a hard braking zone. So overtaking into turn 1 is going to be the most common around here, and is the most common in here, but you can still see some overtakes, maybe as well into these 3 corners as well. Hello Omar as well, like usual. But yeah, as well into these 2 corners, you can see an occasional overtake, but mainly overtaking will be done just like in here into turn 1. Maybe if the overtake isn't going to be done in turn 1, then 2 and 3 will be good ones to maybe finish it, or just have to go into qualifying. And into Q1 we have full grid. And let's talk about the drivers' standings. Unexpectedly, Tsunami is leading the championship by 3 points over Roggy. Tsunami, who won the previous race, and Roggy, who got P3 and a fastest lap last week. They are leading the championship at the moment. Sousa, who won Portugal, has left the server, so we won't be seeing him anytime soon. Marco, who hasn't been having the greatest of lucks this season, is only in 4th with 20 points. DJ in 5th with 18 points. His sole and only points at the moment have come from the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Olaf in 6th with 15 points, as well as the only points scored in Portugal so far. Tom 7th with 11. Jake 10th with 8th with 10 points. Pimeralda 9th with 8 points. Ibrahim's 10th with 8 points. Shad as well 8 points. Rob in 12th with 7 points, and then Brothers 13th with 2 points. And then the rest of the grid: Alfie, Josephilas, Brownboy, Tilted, Lassie, Orioglas, Aris, GP, Steps, Martin, Nicholas, Peligro, Tig, Ollie, B, Lucas, and Albi have 0 points so far. In the constructors, McLaren lead Haas by just 1 singular point in the drivers' standings as well. So very close battle in the drivers and in the constructors by Haas and McLaren. Ferrari trailing in 3rd with 33 points. By the way, McLaren and Haas have 55 and 54. Aston Martin 4th with 18 points. VCarb 5th with 15. Williams 6th with 11. Red Bull 7th with 8. Alpine 8th with 7. Mercedes 9th with 2. And Sauber, like in real life, Sauber have 0 points. Hopefully they don't actually they actually do score points in this season. I'm talking about prestige, but at the moment, Sauber are the only team to have scored 0 points. Ibrahim, in the meantime, on a lap. There are, of course, many drivers on the Inters, a lot of the drivers on the mediums. That one, Haas, a bit, those Womax, bit interestingly letting Ibrahim through last second. Bit interestingly, Brothers goes fastest, but Ibrahim is going to go fastest so far as of right now, 09632, 1.1 seconds in front of Brothers, but Brothers of course is on the mediums. Hudson third, 12.656 as well on the mediums. Womax fourth, 21.960, but we saw that he was going slow in the final sector. A bit loud, but yeah, hopefully he can do a better time as he's improving through the first sector, of course. Going a bit on the curb. You know, whether we're gonna go on the curb as Brothers gets a 5-place grid penalty collision with Hudson. What on earth has happened between Hudson and Brothers? Is that only Brothers who has a penalty? Yes, that is only Brothers who has a penalty. Brothers is gonna be fuming about that. But to be fair, Hudson has a missing front wing, so, and a lot of that is missing. So is that something that Brothers blocked Hudson, or I don't know? I'm to be fair, generally I'm kind of making stuff up. But with Hudson having a broken front wing, it could be something that Hudson was blocked by Brothers all of a sudden, one way or the other, but still blocked. Yellow flags in first and third sector, a lot of yellow flags. Of course, this is as well mainly just drivers going slowly, but Brothers who at first didn't want to take the Ferrari seat, since Jake was in that seat, now it's going to be even more fuming since he has got a 5-place grid penalty for the race, for the start of the race. So yeah, in any place that he's going to qualify in the qualifying, of course, then he's going to start for 5 places back. Yeah, it's a standard procedure. Joseph Iles goes at the moment fastest, 09592, 400ths faster than Ibrahim. He did that lap on the softs. Marco third with 09769. Nice. But that is on the mediums, of course. Marco, we all know how quick Marco is in qualifying. Rob now goes first, 09539 as well. We know how Rob is quick in qualifying, but then in the races Rob is a bit hot-headed, gets involved in a lot of incidents. Marco, on the other hand, just sort of lacks pace compared to his quali pace. Quali pace is phenomenal. He's the quali master, but then in the races he just doesn't have the same pace as in qualis. It's not as bad as at first. I was commentating on 22, 23 as well. Yeah, 23 I was as well commentating. It isn't as bad as back then, but it's still that his quali pace is a lot faster than his race pace, and then race pace is somehow gone. Tsunami, in the meantime, has improved his time on the same set of softs, which is interesting. Softs usually, in terms of qualis, you want to do only one lap and then it's done. One of the Mercedes is out of track, and that's Brothers out of track in the gravel. Okay, great game that it doesn't allow me to go up. So yeah, the top 3 elements is Rob, Joseph Iles, and Tsunami. Tsunami, of course, leading the championship. Rogge is missing, so of course he won't be leading any. He won't be gaining any sort of points. This is going to be a good chance for Tsunami to, well, of course, extend his championship lead over Rogge. That is no doubt. But as well, Marco is the closest driver to be driving at the moment. He's in 4th position in the standings, in the drivers' standings. 17 points behind. So we'll see what Marco can do. He's on the mediums yet for another lap. There's as well Shaz, who is finishing his lap, and he goes 5th. 09750, just about in front of Marco by 19 thousandths. Marco, like I was saying, he is on a flying lap. Just through the first sector, is he up on his time? Yes, he is by 61,000. So he's being even faster on the Warren set of mediums. Of course, that the tire wear on the mediums isn't that bad compared to softs, where like one lap you lose already 2/10 of pace, which is crucial in qualifying. Bit aggressive on that curb on the exit. I don't know, did he lose a bit of time? No, he did not lose time to that second sector. 77,000 up on his time. So he's still going in front of Shaz. A bit closer to Ibrahim, but as meant he'll be still 5th. On the exit of turn 13 and into the banked corner of turn 14. Final corner. DR is open. He's going to cross the line. And where is he going to cross it? In P5, like I was saying. Not much of improvement through that third sector. Only like 2,000s he gains. 09696. So yeah, still a very good time by Marco. Ibrahim is up on his time by 59,000s through the first sector. Second sector, that exit out turns in a bit of a slide. That's going to cost him a bit of time. Is that going to cost him an improvement? Yes, it is, apparently. 43,000 down his time as well through these 11 and 12. A bit messy through here. I don't think he's going to improve on his lap unless he made massive amount of mistakes through the third sector. Tom goes fastest, surprisingly. 09478. Definitely did not expect Tom to be up in first position, at least at any time, besides crossing the line first, as a first driver to really set a time. McCluskey has started the time as well. Peligua as well has started his lap. Aris is as well going to start his lap. We have no, that's not Womax, that is Marco just gonna go for an in lap. We have Tig on an out lap. He needs to of course improve his time compared to his Inter's lap. G-Easy is as well doing that. Martin as well. And those are the only ones who are on the softs out on track, trying to improve the times. Jake is going to cross the line, and where's he going to go? P9, 10.066 by Jake, just behind TNRM, who has his time on the mediums, his only time on the mediums, 09801. So that means for TNRM is looking good. Martin has started his lap. McCluskey, what's his time going to be? Of course, last season's champion in a Williams. Of course, cars are equal, it doesn't matter. But McCluskey goes was 7th, but goes 8th, as Peligua has gone P2, 09510 as well. An impressive lap time by Peligua overall here in Q1. McCluskey 8th, 09714. Peligua 2/10 up on his time. Hello, Luis. But Peligua, I mean, from the 2 rounds that I saw him in round 1 and as well in okay, there goes the Tig, 2/10 faster than Tom. But back to Peligua. I mean, compared to his at least qualies from round 1 and round 2, it wasn't looking that good for him. But at the moment, it is looking pretty decent. It is looking pretty decent for Peligua as of right now. Martin has crossed the line, it seems. Yes, he has. Has improved his time to go 13th, 10.091 by the Mercedes. Then we have a Williams starting a lap. That's Niklas, Tom's brother, younger brother. If I remember right, Tsunami as well starting a lap. Then we might have G-Easy finishing his lap. Yes, that is, and he only goes 16.10.308. Still on the chopping block of not making it in. Then next we have a Ferrari, but that's going to be TNRM just starting a lap. Behind him, it's one of the Red Bulls, that's Sig on an in lap. Is Aris on a lap? That's not even Aris, that's Josefiles, who is on an out lap. Then we have one Mercedes and one Haas. That is Womack and Martin, who are not on a flying lap. So let's just go with Nicholas. 2 tenths up on his time and 4.5 tenths up on his time. Tig already Ego retires, which fair. Nicholas bits of a slide on the exit of that turn 11, actually 12. Through turn 13 looking good, and then turn 14 as well. It's looking good this lap. I don't think it's gonna be close to, well, okay, it is close to his brother Tom. 09.561, within a tenth of his teammate and brother. Tsunami backs out of that lap. He was improving through that, or was he? Was he improving through that second sector? That was just his time. Actually, we don't see. Okay. Tsunami has abandoned his lap. Josefiles not improving on his time. In front of Josefiles there is TNRM who is not improving and might be going for another lap. Yes, he is going for another lap since he has a load of ERS. Is Josefiles going for another lap? I mean, he has a lot of ERS. No, he's not. He's backed out of it. Jake is gonna start his lap. Then it's going Brothers. Then Niklas on an in lap. Aris not on a flying lap. He's fighting a Red Bull. That is Shaz. Was Shaz on a lap? I think Shaz was on a lap. But Aris has blocked him and he has broken his front wing, it seems like it. So, like I said, it looks like Aris has blocked Shaz. And he's fuming at him. I mean, Aris, in the races that I've seen him in Prestige, he's a bit all over the place. If I'm being honest, he's a bit all over the place. It looks like he doesn't know what he's doing at times. If I'm being honest, Steps is gonna. It doesn't seem like it. He's starting a lap. Meanwhile, behind a Ferrari. That's CNRM going fastest 09.182 by the Ferrari. Very good lap by CNRM, who goes in front of Tig. Ibrahim has retired as well in the pits. We'll see if that's going to be enough of a time to go through. Jake, in the meantime, improves his time to go P10 09.649, and Brothers as well P10 09.637. Now I'm looking a bit worried for Marco because he's in 12th. 09.696. It's not looking the greatest for Marco at the moment. Of course, then you have McCluskey and Shaz. But then after that, you have a big gap from Shaz to Martin. Hudson has done his time on the mediums as well as Steps. The gain from softs to mediums is probably going to be huge. I don't think it's going to be that huge. But for Marco, it is going to be a bit tight. He is probably a bit stressing. Did I just eager retire? Is he going to recreate what Shaz did in Portugal in round 1? Or is he just about going to make it into Q2 on medium tire, which would be the only medium tire lap that would go through. Rob as well retires in the pits. Womack is up on his time by 2.5 tenths, but I don't think it's really enough to go anywhere near Martin, or going for Martin, he doesn't go in for the Martin. Half a tenth, over half a tenth, 600ths behind Martin, who has just started his lap. It seems like it. Yes, he has. Jake as well retires. He is as well a bit stand there, but he should be fine. Shaz is as well starting a lap behind Aris, who he just got blocked by, which isn't really an ideal thing. Hudson just about manages to go into try and go into Q2. 15th, 099 to 4. Steps manages to only go P16, so Steps is officially out of qualifying, the same with G-Easy. So the both Aston Martins are out of qualifying. Lossie's done with his time as well, so he could be as well out of qualifying. Martin is up on his time by 2.5 tenths through the second sector. Now he is on a good lap to make it into Q2, but is he gonna maybe go in front of Shaz with that time? In front of him there's Bradders, finish his time, but he's down his time. The same time, Martin goes P13, 09709. He should be safe. Pushes Shaz off into P15, and Hudson down in 16th. But I think he should be fine since Hudson done with his time. Womax as well done. Steps done. Easy done. And Aris is not improving. He is done. And so Shaz is into Q2 just about. Or did he improve on his time? Okay, not just about. He is in P3. Okay, so it's not about Lossie. Making it just about. Although to further gap from. At the moment, it is massive. Besides here, 210s is massive. Is a massive time gain at the moment, which honestly, that the 210s from Marco, it can jump him up to 5th. But yeah, I didn't manage to get these. Aris, G-Easy, Womax, Steps, and Hudson out of qualifying. Not able to make it into Q2. Lastly, in terms of positions just about managed to get in, but in terms of time, a lot of time compared to the fact that there was a 210 gap, and the 210s at the moment, how it's looking like, it's a massive gap difference. Or the 210s can give you plenty of positions. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, I was trying to take off my hoodie. Alright, that's why I muted myself. So that there ain't gonna be weird noises coming out. Anyways, into Q2, already plenty of drivers coming out. Well, I should say few, not that plenty, but few. We have Ibrahim, Tom, Joseph Iles, Jake, Niklas, Rob, and then we have 3 more. A Ferrari, that should be TNRM, then Tsunami, and then that is going to be Marco, since he is the only Haas in Q2. A Mercedes as well coming out, that is Brothers coming out. Rob is the first one to be starting his flying lap. So, exiting the final corner, let's just go with him on a full flying lap, unless he bins it, of course, by meaning by that, by invalidating or spinning it, crashing, whatever. Anything that makes it clear that he's not going to be able to finish the lap. Through turn 1, 2, and 3, decent enough, at least no invalidation in terms of that. Turn 1 was a bit wide initially there, in my opinion. First sector 24, 374. I wasn't really looking at the first sector time, so I can't really say if that's good or not. Through the second sector, that previous corner flat out, and then this one turn 9, like that. turn 10, you don't want to go onto that curb on the inside, outside curb as well. Maybe brush it a bit. Second sector 48, 318. In front of him, there's a Mercedes blocking him. Bit too much blocking by one of the Mercedes. Is that Brothers? Yes, that is Brothers who blocked him there. he is right to be fuming about that, since that was a clear block by Brothers. And now crossing the line, Rob is going 0.9366 still, faster than his Q1 time still, but there's probably a bit of time on the table since Brothers a bit blocked him there. Josephiles goes Adamant P2, that's taken away from Ibrahim, who now goes P2, 0.9421. One of the Ferraris has gone straight on. Yes, that is Jake, who has gone straight on, a bit too excited from his lap. That's still P6, he's advanced last, of the drivers who have set their times. But yeah, Joseph is third with 0.9815. Then the two Tom brothers, 9,000ths of a second only between each other. And Marco goes fastest, and the first driver to go into 08, 0.8923 by Marco. This is what I mean by him being a absolute master of quali laps. 4.5 tenths faster than Rob as a banker lap on the softs as well. Absolute madness by Marco. Yeah, the two Tom brothers, Niklas and Tom, in 7th and 8th now, 9,000s between each other. Then Jake in 9th with 0.9942, and then Martin 10.007, and then it is TNRM 17.953. TNRM going into no, that was Jake actually. TNRM probably looking to improve on his time, but spins on the exit of turn 9, just touching that grass on the outside, and that bit of grass or gravel, whatever you want to say it is grass, caused him to lose traction on the exit and spins it. No damage done, but still that's the lap done for him. These two first set of times, I guess they weren't so good for TNRM, but of course there's still plenty of time to improve. Of course you don't want to do that you don't want to beach that curb on the exit of turn 13. Shaz is going to start the lap. But yeah, that for TNRM, that final lap, that definitely wasn't good. Honestly, he could have been out right then there, but got lucky that he didn't get well, DNF'd. Basically, his tire didn't pop out. Shaz through the first sector, 24.499 at the moment, slower than Rob through the first sector, since Rob had a 0.34, if I remember right. Through turn 9, doesn't do the same that TNRM did, and then through 10, because you don't want to go onto that curve on the inside, and then onto this little back straight with the DRS. Second sector 48.398, decent second sector through turn 11 and 12, not decently done. Through turn 13, gonna be careful with the curbs and grass as well. And now this final corner, turn 14, the car bouncing like crazy. Just with the game being set up like that. Or car games, no, the game's cars are just being set like that. Put some settings that we can't change. But yeah, Shaz was second, has now dropped down to third, 0.9364. Just 2,000ths in front of Rob. McCluskey has gone second, 0.9074. Decent time by McCluskey, still exactly 1.5 tenths behind Marco, but it is a very good time nonetheless by the reigning world champion. Peligua not on a lap, as he is not invalidated, but he's just abandoned it on the at least for now. Tick still in the pits. Tom has started his second lap, and he's the only one to be on a flying lap, since McCluskey and Shaz are going to be on the in laps. In front of Tom, there's one of the Ferraris. Is that Jake? Yes, that is Jake in front of him. Is he going to let him through? I wouldn't really say so. That letter was a bit iffy there from Jake. But anyways, Tom wasn't up on his time through the first sector, but he wasn't that much down on his first sector, so he can easily gain time. Second sector, he's 3 cents up on his time through the second sector. Of course, his first no. In Q1, his times were in 0.5s, so he can easily do a 0.5 again. Just depends, can he do it? Yes, he can, and he even goes 0.4s, 09.467, and goes into P7, just behind the 2 McLarens. Of course, the mid-lap, Jake, that's let through wasn't. I mean, that wasn't sort of blocking, but was definitely a distraction. That's how you let through someone who is on a lap. Jake is up on his time by 88 thousandths of a second through the first sector. TNRM has improved his time to 15.020. Still far from the next car, who is Martin, who is not up on his time through the second sector. Maybe third sector he can improve. Yes, he can, and it goes P10 09886, just in front of Niklas, who is up on his time through the first sector by 89 thousandths. So at the moment he will be going in front of Brothers, who is still in the pits. Joseph Phillips has come out of the pits. Jake at the moment through the second sector, 2.5 tenths up on his time, almost 3. And crossing the line, he is gonna go, and it goes P5 09376 by Jake. 100 behind Rob and 12 thousandths behind Shaz. Meanwhile, Niklas on his lap. We don't see the second sector delta from Niklas. Is he up on his time or not? But since he's finishing his lap, he is up on his time, and he goes P3 09289 by Niklas. Superb lap by the Williams, and TNRM goes P3 09199. So as well, very good time by TNRM and Niklas. Both of them in P3 and P4. Martin is going to go into the pits. At the moment, Joseph Villas brothers Martin, Peligua and Sig are on the chopping block of not making it into Q3. Joseph Villas is now on a flying lap. The gap from Joseph Villas to Tom is massive. That's 3.5 tenths between Tom and Joseph Villas. Joseph Villas has to really cook on his lap, unless his previous lap was on the US set. Then he just really needs to do a good lap. First sector, he's up on his time by 600ths. In the first sector, you don't really usually gain as much. It's mainly about the second sector and the third. There are the more technical corners where you can lose time with the worst tires. Through turns and a bit of an oversteer mid-corner. The gear is open now on this back straight. Second sector, how much is he going to be up? He's 3.5 tenths up on his time. It is going to close with Tom. I tell you that, it is going to be close with Tom as of right now, but there's still this third sector turn. 13, yeah, miss oversteer mid-corner, all goes off track, and that's done. That is a lap done for Joseph Villas right there and there. Unfortunate with that oversteer, but now he just has to put on a new set of softs and just go for another lap. Brothers out on track. Tig, in the meantime, has gone second, 09046. A very good time by Tig as well. He should be easily safe. Rob and Tsunami are on their respective flying laps. He's up on his time by a 10th. TRM has Igor retired in the pits. Rob, in the meantime, is not improving through the first sector, and he is not even using ERS. So he's done with his time. Tsunami through the second sector, is he only going to be up on his time? Yes, he is, by almost 2 tenths through the second sector. That gain should put him in front of Niklas, unless he's going to bin it. No, he doesn't bin it like Joseph Villas. And so come across the line. Where is he gonna go? P5 in front of Nicholas, and the same exact time as TNRM 09199 by Nicholas, immediately retires as well. But yeah, Toonami goes 5th with the same exact time as TNRM to the 1,000th of a second. Shaz through this first sector is up on his time by 6,000ths of a second. Rob for another lap, he's going again. Hopefully he doesn't pin it again, and hopefully he's not gonna be going for another I guess cooldown lap or whatever it is called. Brothers through the second sector, is he gonna be up on his time? Yes, he is by 3/10 of a second, but is that gonna be enough? 3/10 at the moment, that would put him behind Tom. The Red Bull of Shaz let him through. Shaz was on a lap, but not anymore. Brothers, has he found more time through that third sector? Come across the line, 11th behind Ibrahim, 4,000s behind Ibrahim. At the moment, he is out of qualifying for into Q3. Tom is on his lap, as well as Shaz. Rob through the third sector, a 10th up on his time. That would put him in front of Nicholas as well. And Rob, where is he going to go? P4, 09159 by Rob. Good lap to hopefully making it into Q3. In the meantime, Josephiles and Martin have started their times. Martin trying to get some slipstream from Josephiles throughout the lap. Let's go to Tom, who is up on his time by almost 1.5 up on his time. That would put him in front of Shaz. Shaz, is he up on his time through the first sector? Yes, he is by 2.5 through the second sector. He is going at it. Brothers is done officially. Tom, where can he go in front of his brother? No, he can't, but he goes in front of Shaz. But Shaz is on an absolute flyer. 2.5 up on his time through the second sector, third sector. If he just maintains it, he's gonna be easily done, and he is easily done. Third, 0.71. I mean, Peligua, where's he gonna go? P13, and that is gonna be it for Peligua. Brothers is as well done. Ibrahim, can he improve on his time a bit more? He goes 9th, 0.9345, 9,000 in front of Tom. Jake is up on his time by 1.5. There's still Josephiles and Martin. Martin only P14. Josephiles done with his time. Jake is going to go up as a P5, 09157. And that pushes out Tom out of qualifying. Ibrahim just about manages to get in. And so it is Tom, Brothers, Peligua, Martin, and Josephiles who are out of qualifying. And then it is Ibrahim, Nicholas, Toonami, TNRM, Rob, Jake, McCluskey, Shaz, Tig, and Marco into Q3, aka 1 Haas, 2 Red Bulls, 1 V Corp, 2 Ferraris, 1 Alpine. Or actually, Brothers has improved. Brothers has actually improved. I absolutely missed his flying lap. I thought he was done. I thought he was fully done, but no, Brothers has improved his time. So he's into Q3 all of a sudden. So it's actually not 2 McLarens, it is only 1 McLaren, 1 Williams, and 1 Mercedes into qualifying. Brothers has pulled that one out of nowhere, at least for me, in my perspective. Yes, somehow managed to get it into Q3. I thought he was done with his times, but apparently not. And he's into Q3, so well done to him. I can't really say anything, just well done to him. With that. Well done. So yeah. Marco, Tig, Shaz, McCluskey, Jake, Rob, TNRM, Toonami, Nicholas, and Brothers are into Q3. Yeah, it is a bit of a mystery, this one. On this track, the managing your rear is a big issue. Well, it depends on the setup as well, but sometimes it can be just unfortunately it can be sometimes as well a driver issue, but most of the times it's as well just um well, setup issue. Maybe your setup is a bit too rear end or a bit too pointy, and the rear is a bit equipped equipped with not enough downforce. So yeah, can be sometimes like this. But sometimes it is like that. It do be sometimes like that. Alright, into Q3. We have started, and we have shouts coming out of the pits. We have Rob, once again the first one to be out on track. We have a V-Corp that is McCluskey, then McLaren that is Tsunami, the championship leader of course. A Ferrari that is TNRM. Mercedes that's the brothers. Then Niklas, Marco. Still in the pits are Tig and Jake as of right now. I don't think I need to bring this tire detail up since they're all going to be on the softs anyways. Highly doubt that anyone is going to go pole on the mediums, worn out mediums, especially for people that did their times on the mediums in Q1. But anyways, Rob has started his first Q3 lap of the session through turn 1, a bit better than what I saw in Q2. Then turn 2 and turn 3. Turn 3 banks corner, but on this game you can't take that banks corner at all on the outside. That outside bit, it doesn't, it acts as it's a normal corner for some reason. Rob through the first sector 24-4-1-6, then through turn 8 and into turn number 9, and then into turn number 10. The air is open now into this back straight, and then into turns 11 and 12, 48-2-7-5 through the second sector. So Rob is absolutely on it, at least compared to his previous time in Q2. What I saw through turn 13, a bit-ish slower, I feel like it. But now through on the exit of turn 14 and crossing the line to go provisional pole position, of course, 09.274, fastest, of course, of them all. And of course, fastest time that he has set overall in this qualifying chassis. Second sector looking very good, and he's got a provisional pole position. Yes, he does. 09.131 behind. Tsunami goes third. 09.319. Then V-Corp, that is McCluskey, going into P1. 08.936. The first driver in Q3 to go into 08, and the second driver to go overall into 08. Brothers P5 09.695. TNRM 7th, 19.026. But Marco, what a... Well, it's really... well, with the standards that Marco is setting, honestly, in qualifying, it is looking like a standard lap by Marco. 08.698 by Marco. Niklas P4 09.134. Rob apparently going for another lap, seems like it. Tig as well on a lap, 48.269 through the second sector for Tig at the moment. Through turn 13, and then into 14, the final corner. Jake behind, well, quite far behind on an out lap. Tig, where is he gonna go? He's gonna go P5 09.233 by the Red Bull. TNRM goes third, 09.0779, so a good lap by TNRM on the used set of softs. By used, I mean a second lap done on them. And as of right now, no one is on the lap besides Jake, who's going to start one, who is just about to cross the line to start a flying lap into turn 1. Of course, you don't want to touch that curb on the inside. And the same thing with turn 2, as you saw there. That is the reason why you don't want to touch that curb on the inside, and as well sliding on the exit of turn 3. At the moment, his lap is not looking great. 24.459 still through the first sector, so it isn't that bad of a first sector for Jake at the moment. In the meantime, Rob has finished his time, his second time, and has gone up to P409.092. Apologies for that. Jake, second sector was going to be a 48.367, so at the moment it's not looking going wide on the exit of turn 12 as well. Through turn 13, going a bit wide, locking up as well into that corner. Through the final corner, it's not a good lap for Jake. Plenty of mistakes, but TFS still isn't that far behind the pack. P9.09460, so it's not that bad of a lap anyways, considering the fact that he's somewhat close to the rest of the pack. 1.5 tenths behind Tsunami, almost 2.5 tenths behind Sig. He isn't that far behind. There's quite a lot of time to be found, especially turn 2 and 3. Then on the exit of turn 12 as well. So there is definitely time to improve for Jake. But I don't know if it's going to be enough for 4th, as of right now, for 4th. But there's definitely time to improve. There's definitely time to improve for Jake. Of course, depends if he has the tires to do that. But of course, then, yeah, just depends. Can he as well improve the time overall? We have Tig and TNRM out on track quite early for their probably final flying laps of qualifying. I guess they don't want that much traffic on the laps. We have as well Alpine, that is going to be Rob, and no, sorry, that is going to be Niklas. No, Rob actually. Okay, I thought that the blob, that little circle of Alpine was a bit too dark for Alpine, but I guess I was mistaken. Brothers as well out on track. We have Niklas as well out on track. We have Shaz. We have Shaz out on track. Of course, we have Tig out on track, but I was meaning about Shaz. Tig is gonna start his. No, he's not gonna start his flying lap. TNRM, is he doing the same thing? Yes, he is. So they're actually doing 2 warm-up laps for their softs. To be fair, for me that is very interesting. But okay, I mean, if it works for them, then they're free to do so. Is Rob doing the same thing? No, Rob is not doing the same thing. He's going straight at it for a lap. So through first, second, and third corner. So look, I was gonna say it is looking decent and looking good, but exit of 3 wasn't so clean. First sector is still up on his time, 44,000 up on his time through the first sector, so it's good that he's improving. That improvement is enough to go in front of TNRM, but of course he wants to gain as much as possible to go for Well, for a provisional pole position overall this season is going to be very tricky with Marco up in front. Second sector for Rob, what's it going to be a 63,000 up on his time, so it's going to be even hard for him to even go for P2 as of right now. Through the third sector, turn 13 and 14. Looks a bit-ish slow on that exit of turn 13, but I might be just seeing something as he goes third. Still improved on his time through the third sector. Went at 10th up on his time, 08987. Behind there's Brothers, who is up on his time, and Brothers is gonna go P8 09297. Then behind we have Niklas, who is not on his lap. Now he's starting a lap. Then we have Shaz, who's up on his time by 2.5 turns up on his time, and he goes P2 08851 by Shaz. Very good time by the Red Bull. Then we have Marco, who is starting a lap. Then we have TNRM, who is on his lap. He's 2 tenths up on his time through the second sector. Tig, he's 1.5 tenths up on his time. TNRM, could he go P2 in here? Yes, he can. 11,000 up on Shaz. 08840. Tig goes 5th. 08983. 4,000 in front of Rob. Rob has enough ERS and a fuel to go for yet another lap. It's just a question, does he have enough left in the tires? Tsunami behind him is going to be starting a lap. Jake a bit further back is going to be starting a lap. The question is, does he have enough time to start a lap? Marco is not up on his time through the first sector. He was 44,000 down his time through the first sector. Second sector, 11,000 up. He's just about up on his time. Just about. Is the smallest of margins that he's up on his time. Then Jake is gonna start his lap, so he had plenty of enough time. Marco is not gonna complete his lap. He's going straight back into the pits. CNRM not up on his lap. Lossie is on his lap still. Jake stuck. Shaz. McCloskey not improving on his lap. He's going to be abandoning this lap, it seems like it. Yes, he is. So he's done in 4th. There is still, for example, the Rob, who is up on his time through the second sector, and he goes P2 08787. Tsunami, championship leader, only in 7th, 09108. There's still Brothers and Jake, who could demote him few places. Jake 1.5 tenths up on his time through the second sector. Brothers, I think I saw like 2 tenths, maybe 2.5 even through the second sector, but I think it was 2. Brothers would have a lot of time to gain on Tsunami. And Brothers, can he go faster than Tsunami? Yes, he does. 09039 by Brothers. So very good time by Brothers to go upwards of P7. And Jake, I believe he stays in 10th. So once again, for probably the 3rd time this season, or probably the 2nd time, Marco is on pole position once again here in qualifying. Rob P2, CNRM P3, Shaz P4, Lossie P5, Tig P6, Brothers P7, Tsunami P8, Niklas P9, and Jake in P10. Not far behind Niklas, but still in P10. Let me just check, fact check. Did Marco take last week pole? Just fact check that. No, he was 10th. Yeah, because he was invalidating his laps all over the place in Q3, so that's why. But now into the race. It is a bit cloudy. Yeah, it is looking a bit cloudy out there on track. Around the track. Could that mean that there's gonna be a bit of rain for the race. Maybe. But it is bone dry at the moment, so we shouldn't be expecting rain, I don't think, anytime soon. The clouds aren't looking that bad as well. So, no. There we go, formation lap. And Marco's going to be leading the way. For now, at least. Okay. Quite interesting strategies. We have quite a lot on the softs. Almost everyone who was out in Q1 went for softs besides Womack, so it's gone completely different. And has gone for the hards. Jake has been disqualified. But yeah. A lot of drivers on the mediums, a lot of drivers on the softs, but only one who is on the hards, and that's Womack. Drivers on the softs are Rob, Tig, Jake, Peligua, Hudson, Steps, G-Easy, and Aris. The rest, besides Womack, are on the mediums. Marco, TNRM, Shaz, McCluskey, Tsunami, Niklas, Ibrahim, Tom, Brothers, Martin, and Joseph Viles. Rob is trying to go a bit aggressive for the start. Of course, as every single soft user at the moment. But especially for Rob, because he's going to be trying to jump Marco off the start and take the lead of the Grand Prix and try and run away from him maybe as well. If he does that, it is going to be a good chance for him to run away from Rob. Run away from himself. Run away from Marco and the rest of the pack. This is the track to do it. This is a track where you can do it. But it is going to question, will he be able to jump Marco off the line? That is going to be a very good question. Shaz disqualified, but I think these disqualifications are now just for drivers just mishaving their grid slots. Hudson as well. But there we go. For 5 red lights soon. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. I'm just getting lights out. Now I'm gonna go here in the Dutch Grand Prix, and Rob gets a phenomenal start off the line, side by side with Marco into turn 1, and yes, he is in front of Marco into turn 1. What a start from Rob. In the meantime, Jake is well, DSQ for Jake, so that was a very long race for him. In the meantime, behind, Tig has gone from like 6th, or was he 5th, up into 3rd. So what's a start from Tig as well. Both of them, Rob and Tig, have used their softs to an absolute perfection for this start. Where did he start? He started 6th and he's up to 3rd. So absolute perfection by Tig and Rob. And Tig is going for it on Marco into turn 10. Has he able to do it? Yes, he has able to do it. So Tig on the first lap from 6th up into 2nd. What a start to this race by Tig, from 6th up into 2nd. Lovely start to Tig's race. Of course, the race is still very, very long, so he still needs to worry about those softs with their tire wear. The same with Rob and every single other soft user. Of course, Rob fastest lap, but then the next lap is going to be the true thing to see who is going the fastest. Tsunami and Shaz are fighting for P4. Tsunami as well, very good start from P7 to go up to P5 as well. TNRM has lost 6 positions. He started in 3rd position and now he's down in 9th. From 3rd down to 9th. 6 places he has dropped. What on earth has happened to him? And now he's losing another place, and he spun on the same place where he spun in qualifying, and he has gone from hero down to 0 on the first opening laps, and as well damaged front wing for him. So that's a Ferrari disaster class here in Netherlands. Here in Zandvoort, Jake already out of the Grand Prix since he didn't even move off the start line. And TNRM down in 19th from 3rd. And he has broken his front wing. Meanwhile, in front, Tig has taken the race lead from Rob. So Tig is on absolute fire at the moment in this Grand Prix. And they have pulled away a 1 second gap to Marco as well. So this is absolutely phenomenal for these two soft runners. Both of them as well have pretty good amount of VRS, but Tig not that much, but you know, are these 3 seconds up penalty straight corner cutting, so pretty interesting what he did, especially for the fact that in turns 2 and 3 you can't really cut the course, really, you can't really cut it there. Okay. Down the order we have Ibrahim down in 8th. He started in 11th, if I remember right. No, that was in 10th. So a few places up as well. Brothers as well from P12. Eh? He was in Q3. How the hell is he up by 3 positions? I don't know. But yeah, in front, Rob and Tig switching places. They're gonna be trying to work together, even though they are not teammates. They'll be still trying to work together as much as possible for these opening laps, so that they can get away from Marco and keep that gap away from Marco as far away as possible and as long as possible as well. In the meantime, in the back, Tom has overtaken Brothers for P9 through the first sector. Down the order, nothing really much. Of course, the second sector isn't really a place to overtake. Peligua, who has started 13th, if I remember right, he is up to P11 as well himself. Hudson, who started 16th, he's up to 13th. So as well, pretty decent start to these two. In front, Tig, is he gonna go for the lead to the Grand Prix? He has plenty of DRS, he is using it a lot. He's going for it, he has as well the DRS, and he has went for it, and he's in the race lead once again. Tsunami has overtaken Marco, so as well, Tsunami, what a start as well in these 5 opening laps from P8 up to P3. Championship leader is cooking. As of right now, well, of course, Tig and Rob in front, so he would not be outscoring them. But at the moment, it is looking very good to outscore most of his rivals, because Rocky is not racing. Sosa has left the server. Then Marco, he's right behind him. So if he doesn't bin it and nothing special happens, then he's gonna either gain, as of right now, 3 points or lose 3 points to Marco. But Marco is still 17 points behind after 2 races, so it's not too bad for Tsunami. These two are just running away with it on the soft tires, just teamworking, doing teamwork at the moment. Rob is going for it on Tig. Tig just lets him through with as well going on none on ERS. Tsunami is defending from Marco. Marco tried to go around the outside, but Tsunami is doing lovely defending. So Tsunami is still in 3rd, not letting Marco that easily through. He knows that Marco is his closest championship rival as of right now, and Tsunami can go for a very good run for the championship as of right now. But of course, the season is still long. There are 16 races. I see Shaz, what has happened to him? He's dropping places. He has lost plenty of places. He has lost positions to McCluskey, Niklas, and Ibrahim. He was inside of Ibrahim. And Tom as well is trying to take a piece of that cake that we're trying to overtake Tom. But at the moment, he's not really going for it. Although now into turn 13, he's going to be on the inside. But there's contact between them, and Tom has been sent spinning. And as well, one of the cars going off track. That is one of the Alpines, as Peligua into the wall as well. Damaged front wing to him as well. Tom as well, probably damaged front wing. So these two straight into the pit after, well, Tom was sent spinning, and Tom as well not changing his front wing, so probably forgot to and as well Peligua as well, so they probably forgot to change it from auto to yes, since this game is a bit retarded in an obvious way. In the meantime, in front, Marco has overtaken Tsunami. Shaz has, for now, managed to stay in P8, even though well, he took out Tom a bit in a way. TNRM still in last. Unfortunately, TNRM has to pray for a safety car. If there isn't going to be a safety car, then he's done for in this race. Rob and Sig, they're not changing places as of right now. They're not changing it. Tsunami, is he? No, he's not, but he's right behind Marco. Marco leaves a space on the exit, but Tsunami doesn't want to fight Marco. He needs to know that it's not all about fighting, because if they would have been fighting into turn 2 and 3, they would have lost plenty of time, probably a second, to Rob and Tick. Peligua goes again into the pits to try and change his front wing. Let's just see if he's gonna get changed this time. It looks like he's gonna get it changed. Yes, he is gonna get that changed. And he's put as well hard tires, and TNRM is not last. It's Peligua who's lost. These two, 3 seconds to Marco, which is a very good thing for these two. It's a very lovely thing. One of the Sabres has gone off track. That's Aris who has gone off track. I saw on that track map. Yeah, it pretty much confirms that Aris is a bit all over the place. In prestige, what I'm seeing. In the meantime, Rob, there's yellows in sector 3. Marco has lost 3 positions. But that's for something else. That's one of the Aston Martins. That was G-Easy, maybe. Yes, that was G-Easy. He got a 3 seconds, and now as well, he has a broken front wing. One of those end plates are missing on the right hand side. In this POV, on this then a bit changes, but in here it's left hand side. Now it's right hand side. But yeah, damaged front wing for him. That was the cause of the yellows. There's Ibrahim who has half spun it into turn 10 and allows 2 Mercedes of Brothers and Ibrahim of Martin and Brothers to go right past him. Of course, this now allows, well, not really allows. This means that the DRS has been broken between Shaz and Brothers now. In front, Tig and Rob just changed places. Tsunami, is he going for it on McCluskey? No, he doesn't. McCluskey in third. Martin goes down inside on his teammate Brothers into turn 1, and the overtake has been made successful. The gap now has risen to almost 2 seconds between Martin and Shaz now. So it is going to be a bit difficult to catch up to the leading pack. Ibrahim is trying his best to go for it on Brothers. He knows that he's a bit faster than him, and as well very close behind him. But as of right now, he can't see an opportunity. Martin goes off track into turn 8 and 9, and he has lost two positions. Joseph Villas as well has spun it on the exit of turn 9, but Martin, well, that was a bit of a dangerous coming back on track moment, but in the end he has managed to only lose 2 positions, which isn't too bad. Aris 3 seconds. Let's go up to the top. These two are not changing places. In the meantime, these 3 are changing places. Might be Tsunami up to P3. McCluskey might lose 3 positions, maybe even if Niklas gets gets to sneak in. No, he doesn't. McCluskey only loses 2 positions, luckily, and not 3. Niklas is trying his best around the outside, but he just can't make... He doesn't have the run around the outside. Maybe into turn 7 if he's close enough. Nah, he's not going to be close enough for that even. So, Tsunami 3rd, Marco 4th, and McCluskey in 5th. Yellows in Sector 3. That is one of the Ferraris. That's TNRM who has spun it. Front wing gone for TNRM. Just go into the pit and retire. Go into the pit and retire, and yeah, I mean, when he's gonna pit, then he's gonna be lapped. So yeah, that's done for him. I mean, he's gonna be lapped. So it's a reasonable, to me at least, it is a reasonable reason to retire. And there he is. Rob into the race lead. Marco overtakes Tsunami, but he goes wide and lets Tsunami through, right back through. In the meantime, McCluskey and Niklas were a bit fighting for 5th. Niklas has pulled away of that move. McCluskey was still committed to that too wide and went a bit wide. And now Niklas maybe could... Nah, he's too far back to go for it into turn 7 as well. Overtaking it into turn 7 is a bit risky. But because Yellow's in Sector 1, that is Aris. He has binned it. No, that is Joseph Files who has binned it. Sorry, that is Joseph Files who has binned it into turn 7. Is that because of his own fault, or is that because maybe he got hit by someone? We don't know, but he has a broken front wing as of right now. Yeah, there it is. So, yeah, not a good weekend for him at all. Tig and Rob yet again switch places. Tsunami lets Marco through. These, with that little bit of shenanigans into turn 1 last lap, it meant that the gap has risen to 4.6 seconds now between Tig and Rob. So the gap is rising, even though technically now these softs should be, well, pretty much done at this point. So just a few less 3 seconds for probably no reason at all. Steps as well pitting, but I think Steps is pitting for a regular stop. In the meantime, in front, Niklas is in front of McCluskey. Yes, he is. Is he? Yes, he is in front of McCluskey. He just needs to make sure that he's within the DRS of Tsunami. And yes, he is. That's the most important, because you don't want to lose the DRS on the cars in front, especially for the fact that the 2 cars in front have the DRS on each other. Basically, Tsunami has DRS on Marco, and then they could get away like Rob and Tig are doing. Marco is trying to cook here with his pace. Rob going down around the outside of Tig. These are, of course, changing places. Chaz going in front of McCluskey, and he parks the boss on the apex, which is of course allowed, unless it is allowed unless you completely just literally park it. You literally just pull the handbrake, pull the brakes to 100%, and you let people into your boss. Yeah. Meanwhile, at the back, Womax has been overtaken by Tom, who is trying to recover from that incident between himself and Shaz. He's trying to recover it. It's not easy, of course. His next target is G-Easy, so yeah. As of right now, as well, the leading pack in front are not gaining on Marco. Marco is gaining on Tig. Rob goes the first one out of the top 10 for a scheduled stop. Tig stays out for the 1 lap longer. Rob, of course, loses plenty of places. And he's gonna pit for mediums. Tig probably is gonna go for mediums as well, since he doesn't wanna end up losing the DRS and all of that, as well. Hearts are probably going to be a bit... well, if you're doing softs, then you might as well go for mediums for your second stint. If you're doing mediums, then you could do hards, but I think they could be going on for softs for this second stint, but the undercut on this game is so powerful that I don't know, is it really worth it to go from medium softs, from mediums to softs? So it is going to be a bit risky if some of them are going to do that. If some of them is going to do that, of course. Tig should be going in this lap, and yes, he is. Into the pits, Tig goes. None of these are going into the pits. No, they aren't. Ibrahim. Yes, he is going. Brothers doesn't. Technically, he crossed the line, so he could get, 5 seconds. If there's, of course, a rule for that. Hudson still stays out, interestingly. Ibrahim for the hearts. And there it is, Rob and Tig. And Rob, did he pull that undercut on Tig to be outside of that 1 second? And it looks like Rob has managed to pull Tig out of his 1 second. And yes, Rob is has pulled that undercut far away, that Tig is outside of that 1 second. Of course, there's still half a lap to go if he has the DRS into the back straight and into turn 1, of course. Into the back straight, there's a detection zone into turn 10, and Tig is still outside of that. Tig has 1 lap fresher tires, so probably that's few hundreds, maybe 10th faster tires. I don't think a 10th, but a few hundreds faster. But Tig is just outside of that. I think he got it. No, he didn't. He didn't get it. He didn't get that. The two Mercedes have gone into the paint, so completely miscommunication between the two Mercedes. Martin is gonna lose so much time because of that. And so, yeah, that was a rapid pit stop by the Mercedes. Hudson into the pits, has gone at 3 seconds as well as it went into the pit, so probably that is going to get removed. But complete miscommunication by the two Mercedes. Brothers was going in, Martin was as well going in, and from being very close between each other, now being very far away from each other, this has turned out. Yeah, this is not looking that good for Mercedes. It's just of like team play, fair play, whatever. Tom in P11, just in front of Martin, but Martin has 10 lap younger hearts, so I doubt that Tom is gonna put any sort of fight in there. Up front, Marco and Tsunami are still changing places. Niklas would like to change places as well to go into P2. Yellows in Sector 2, that is one of the Saubers. That is Joseph Files, but he was just probably going a bit off track. Niklas is right behind Tsunami. He's thinking maybe someone to go for the overtake on Tsunami, or for the car in front. In the meantime, Martin is overtaking Tom into turn 1, and he has pulled a successful one. So yeah, the top 5 aren't really helping themselves if they're fighting like this. There's still half the race to go, but I think these drivers will be going for the softs definitely. The rest of the grid have pitted, besides Womax, who's probably going for the mediums, probably. Yeah, Tsunami. Oh, there he goes. Marco into the pits. The first one out of the top 5. Out of this existing top 5. I want to see what is it going for. I mean, it should be hard at this point. If he's going this early, then it should be hard. And yes, they are hards. Marco going for the hards. Maybe some of these would go for the softs for their second stint. Maybe. but Marco quite far behind Rob and Tig. Almost 9 seconds behind them. Almost 9 seconds. Oh my goodness me, what an undercut by Rob and Tig. Of course, their softs are gonna be worse as the race goes on as well. 4 and 3 lap old mediums compared to 0 lap old hards. Of course, those mediums are still gonna be at this point a bit better, but as the race goes on, then they might then that difference could be a bit of a too big one, a bit too big for that. Let's see if any of these are gonna pit. Tsunami, is he pitting? Yes, he is. Niklas is pitting. Lossie fakes to go into the pits. And Lossie as well, in the meantime, overtakes Shaz into turn 1. A bit close there. Lossie a bit turned in a bit too early, in my opinion. Niklas and Tsunami go for the softs. And they're inside of each other. So, Marco is... How far is he going to be in front of Tsunami and Niklas? Of course, these two are going to be super rapid for their like out lap and further opening laps. The gap is 1.2 seconds, but that is going to be reducing corner after corner basis on this lap, since the massive difference between hards and softs as well through this corner. That Tsunami is probably going to gain a bit. Yes, he is. I mean, isn't closing that... Okay, he's closing fast. He is closing fast. Not as fast as I would have thought. I would have thought that he would have had already DRS for this straight, but he's gonna have the DRS for the next straight. I mean, the difference between hards and softs, like I said, it's massive. These two still staying out. They're still staying for those softs for a bit longer. They want to have them softs absolutely perfect. And as well, at this stage, they're as well thinking about the safety car. If a safety car happens, then that would be absolutely cook for them. That would be absolutely perfect for them. In the meantime, Tsunami easily overtakes Marco. Marco, I don't think he... I mean, he's gonna make it easy till the end of the Grand Prix. But at the moment, he is a bit cooked. He is a bit cooked at this stage of the Grand Prix. Rob and Tig, 10 seconds to Tsunami. Of course, Tsunami has softs at the moment, but 10 seconds to catch up to the leading pack, net leading pack, is a bit too much for Tsunami. These two have been driving absolutely perfectly together. They've been working together like absolutely perfectly. These two in front, yet another Red Bull and a V-Carb. Are they going to go into the pits? No, they are. They're still staying out on those tires. Lossie is going for the overtaker and inside of Shaz, but I think the Shaz just let him through to not get a bit stuck between each other, I guess. Yeah. Niklas fast lap 10.902. Of course, these are going to be catching to the two in front. But, I mean, as well, are there going to be enough laps for Tsunami and Niklas? And as well, are the tires going to be enough till the end of the Grand Prix? Because technically, they should be a lot faster. Rob and Tig, 6 and 7 lap old mediums. Tsunami and Niklas, 2 lap old softs. So, technically, it should be a massive time difference. Tire difference between those two packs, but at the moment Tsunami is not really catching up to Tig like I would expect. Of course, then the DRS plays a big part. Let's see if any... Again, Shaz is pitting. Shaz is pitting. So Lossie Advent is the last driver from the leading pack to still stay out. Shaz is going to be quite far behind on those softs. He's going to be quite far behind Marco, who is just about within the DRS of the two soft runners. He has very low amount of DRS compared to Niklas, who has quite high amount of DRS. Tsunami has mid amount of DRS. So Marco is going to be struggling to stay within that DRS. Shaz in a bad position. He came out in traffic behind Ibrahim. Of course, Ibrahim is on old hard, so he should be able to clear Dan McLaren in front of him very easily. But he is gonna get stuck, and he is gonna lose a bit of time through the second sector. Overtaking into turn 11 is of course a possibility if he really wants to. Brothers 3 seconds. He's right behind Ibrahim. Bit sliding by Ibrahim, and Shaz should be able to easily overtake Ibrahim into turn 11. Yes, he does overtake him very easily, and he even takes the racing line into there. McCluskey, final driver to pit from the leading pack. There is still Womack overall who still needs to pit. Since, yeah, he's the only one to not have pitted so far. Let's see where McCluskey is going to be. He's going to be right there and there with that pack. And there he is. He's behind Ibrahim. Halfie going for down in, well, just went in the back of Ibrahim. And that allows McCluskey to be in front of Brothers and in front of Hudson as well. So that mistake by Hudson has allowed McCluskey to be between Brothers and Ibrahim. Surprisingly, Womack as well into the pit. So the final driver who hasn't pitted yet has pitted. Everyone has pitted, and there are so many different colors at the moment on in here. Ibrahim has lost it through turn 9. And yeah, he's lost plenty of well, he's lost 3 positions and plenty of time to Hudson and Brothers. Tsunami is catching up Rob, but yet again, this rate that they are catching to them isn't really what I would be comfortable with. Nicholas is going for the overtake on Tsunami, but Tsunami fights back on Nicholas. This is not what they need between these two again. These two don't need to fight. They need to work together like Tig and Rob were doing. Basically the whole race, these two have been working together since lap 2, basically, when Tig overtook Marco for P2. And yeah, these two have been working superbly, but these two, as of right now, they're not working that well. That was as well the first overtake that Nicholas did on Tsunami, so I'm fair to assume that. Gap is 8.2 seconds, 11 laps to go. Yeah, it is still going to be the question, is there going to be enough laps, and are those softs going to last till, well, those pace on those softs, is that going to last enough for the, till the final lap? Rob takes the lead of the Grand Prix by overtaking Tig. Tsunami, is he going to overtake Nicholas? Yes, he does on the inside. And he's up to P3. Shaz new fast lap 10.798. He's as well catching to that pack in front of him. He's going to be trying to work together with McCluskey. That's what he's been doing as well. When they were still the only drivers from the top pack that haven't pitted. In the meantime, Tom is getting overtaken by Martin around the outside of, and Martin over to P11, Tom down to P12. Tsunami and Nicholas, again, they're not really catching to Tig and Rob. I don't think, yeah, they're not catching. At this point, they're not even catching. The gap just stays the same. The gap just stays the same, 8.2 tenths, roughly about there. So yeah, they're not even catching at this rate. Tig and Rob once again switch places. Let's see if Nicholas and Tsunami are gonna switch places. Yes, they are gonna change places. Nicholas goes up to P3, Tsunami down to P4. Behind McCluskey and Shaz as well change positions. McCluskey P6, Shaz P7. They are catching to Marco and Shaz. 3.2 seconds to Marco. Last lap it was 4 seconds if I remember right, but they are catching. Aris, in the meantime as well, has gotten himself yet another 3-second time penalty, as well Tom and Martin have switched places. As of right now, Sauber are still going to be out of the points for the time being in the season. Portugal, nothing. Imola, nothing. And Zandvoort, as of right now, with 9 laps to go, it is looking like no points for them so far, unless there's going to be a safety car. Jeezy and Peligua fighting for P15, and it is G-Easy in front of Peligua. These two, Rob is going to once again overtake Tig. It's pretty much a tradition between these two. Until the final lap. Final laps are going to be crucial for these two. They're now seeing that Niklas and Tsunami are not catching to them, so they really just need to focus to keep that gap as of right now for a couple of laps, and then they can go fully at it for the fight for the lead of the Grand Prix. In the meantime, Hudson and Brothers have switched places, and Hudson up to P8, Brothers down to P9 as well. Hudson, Shaz and McCluskey switch places. Shaz P6, McCluskey P7, Brothers Aranya outside of turn 7. What a move by Brothers Aranya outside of turn 7. What a lovely move by him. Very good move, and well done by Brothers to pull that one off. Aranya side. Shaz and McCluskey, like I'm saying, they're catching. Yellows behind, that is Joseph Villas once again. No, that's Aris actually. Going into the pits. Probably binned it in turn 13, and that is Aris out of the race, confirmed. And yeah, McCluskey and Shaz once again switching places, the same with Tsunami and Niklas, but they're more like fighting than switching places. But Tsunami is in front. Behind Shaz and McCluskey, something has happened between the two, because they were they've been quite close behind Marco, but it actually didn't happen. Maybe some contact between the two, but Shaz is still 2 seconds. Well, not anymore 2 seconds, but close 2 seconds. Brothers and Hudson as well have switched places. P8's Brothers, P9 Hudson. Martin and Tom are still with the same. Well, they're still fighting between themselves. Tig, Rob are as well fighting between themselves. Mark Radwent, he is looking very nice. With those two in front, the two in the back, that's a bit of a different story, but the two in front at the moment is looking very nice, because as the race goes on and these are going to be fighting, then he could maybe sneak his way in front of them. In the meantime, Niklas is trying to go around the outside of Tsunami into turn 1. Can he pull it over on the outside? Tsunami leaves him just enough space. But Marco tried to go on the exit of turn 1 onto the right, trying to take advantage out of that. A bit of contact between the two, and he did manage to take that position. Jeezy has retired out of the Grand Prix by pressing of a button through the second sector, interestingly. But Marco has taken both the positions away from Niklas and Tsunami, and he's up to P3, taking the advantage of those two that were fighting, and as well on worn out softs. Better now on the hards, apparently, Marco is, and now he is going to be trying to stay in that third as long as possible. He has two drivers behind who are going to be trying, well, of course, in Marco's mind, he's going to think that Niklas and Tsunami are gonna be his defenders from Lossi and Shaz. In the meantime, Brothers and Hudson yet again fight for P8. But now, into turn 1. There's gonna be an overtake on Marco, but is Tsunami gonna go for it on Niklas? It doesn't seem like it, and Tsunami just punts Niklas off like he just he was like, get out of the way. But in the end, on the exit of turn 1, Tsunami did not fight, and he has given the position back. Well, he didn't even try to fight, so he didn't want to go for it. But Lossi takes the advantage through turn 6 and 7, and he is up to P5 on those fresher softs. He is cooking at the moment. Brothers and Hudson yet again they fight for the P8, and Shaz and Tsunami are fighting for that P6 and 7, mainly P6. Both of them, of course, want that P6 position. McCluskey as well, very close behind Niklas. He's trying to go left and right, but he cannot find a solution to overtake him as well. Turn 11 isn't the most ideal place to overtake. Joseph is into the pit. He is trying to go for the probably for the first lap of the Grand Prix. Tig and Rob yet again switch places, but it's mainly the show in here. McCluskey overtakes Niklas, but Niklas gets him back on the straight, but McCluskey on the inside is gonna have better tires. Shaz behind has cleared Tsunami. Luxy cannot clear Niklas yet. Through turn 1 he has a bit of contact between them, and so far Niklas is still in P4 on lap 32 out of 36. Niklas is in a bit of a disadvantage since he has worse tires, of course, than McCluskey, and they're gonna stay like that. Marco in front is just chilling. He's chilling. I think Niklas just about got the DRS. No, he didn't. He did not get the DRS off of Marco. I thought he did. McCluskey, he doesn't want to send it. No sense. Into turn 11. Niklas is gonna be close, but he got the DRS now. Into turn 1. On the straight, into turn 1 in front. Yet again, them two fight, Rob and Tig, but there's just mainly switching places. McCluskey is gonna try and again burn his DRS. He is on the inside, fully in front of Niklas, and as well Shaz is trying his best to go through in front of Niklas, and he has done it. He has cleared Niklas. McCluskey and Shaz are up to P4 and 5. Niklas drops 2 positions at once. Shaz is trying to overtake McCluskey, taking a different line than McCluskey through turn 3, but got a good run, but just cannot execute it since there's a massive V-Corp in front of him, which is of course McCluskey. These two are now going to try and, of course, clear Marco out, and maybe, just maybe, one of these two could go for the podium. At the moment, our championship leader, Tsunami, isn't having the best races at the moment, but with this, how it's going to end, I think he should still be leading the championship, if it's going to finish like this. Take Rob, yeah, I think it should finish like this, with... Tsunami still should be the championship leader. Tig and Rob yet again switch places. Not that one of these would want to be the race leader going into the final lap. McCluskey overtakes Marco easily into turn 1, but he locks up into turn 1, goes deep, and Marco just switchbacks into turn 1. And Marco is back in front of McCluskey. Meanwhile, behind Hudson and Brothers yet again switch places. And Hudson is up to P8, mainly at this point. They will be fighting for P9 and P10 since Ibrahim doesn't have a penalty. Them two in front have 3 seconds. Tom and Martin are still fighting for that P11. And they are fighting for P11. It's not like a car in front has a penalty. Of course, Hudson and Brothers have penalties, but it's only 3 seconds, like I said. So it's not going to really change anything. They're 7.6 seconds behind Martin. Ibrahim. Now, penultimate lap. I want to see this. Is Rob going to go in front? One of the yellows, but that's just Peligua letting through. Rob is going for the lead the Grand Prix for the penultimate lap of the race. McCluskey, can he clear Marco? It seems like he can run outside. Yes, he can. Better grip on those softs. And he is in for Marco for the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Shaz could not clear Marco. And so Marco is in between the two soft runners of Shaz and McCluskey. The gap between Tig and McCluskey is 6.5 seconds. Just saying that out loud. Hudson and Brothers are fighting for P8. They're fighting like crazy for the P8 on track. Ibrahim, of course, can just watch these two driving. He can just watch these two driving and he should be fine for P8. Of course he can go for an overtake, but doesn't need to. And now, these two in front. Tig has the DRS, he's very close behind Rob. Rob is not using his DRS, he is using his DRS, but Tig has the run to go for the leader Grand Prix, and he is for the leader Grand Prix. Joseph Viles, I don't know, it is bits blocking. There's of course blue flags for Joseph Viles, but he's not he's not doing any of that. Rob is a bit far behind Tig. In the meantime as well, Shaz could not clear Marco yet. He's trying to go for a bit of contact between them through turn 6, almost. Both of them were out of the Grand Prix there, through turn 6. Luckily, none of them were out of the Grand Prix or even damaged there. But it could have ended very, very badly between these two. Very, very badly could have ended. Tig has the DRS by the lapped car, who is not applying to the white flags, blue flags. And so, as of right now, it looks like Tig should take the lead, the race win from Rob. And I don't know, Rob is not gonna be anywhere close, so Tig is gonna win the Dutch Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. Rob finishes P2, McCluskey should be P3 unless Marco has the run. No, he doesn't at 10th. Marco is behind, McCluskey 3rd, Marco 4th, Shaz 5th, Niklas 6th, Tsunami 7th. Then of course Hudson and Brothers P8 and 9 on track, but it's Ibrahim in P8, Hudson P9, Brothers P9, P10, Hudson P9, Tom P11, Martin P12, Steps 13th, and Womax in 14th, and of course then lapped cars of Joseph Viles and Peliguan 15 and 16. G-Eazy, Aris, and both the Ferraris of TNRM and Jake are DNF/DSQ. Yeah, very, very good race. This one it was. We just wait for Womax to cross the line, and that'll be it for this race. It's gonna be crossing a line soon. Very good race by the drivers. Tig, honestly, Tig and Rob were really fighting it out there from lap 1 or lap 2. They were working, and then after that they were fighting their own. But Tig takes the win of the Grand Prix in Netherlands. Is it his second? Nah, it's his first win of the season. Third different race winner as well. Funnily enough, Souza was in round 1, Tsunami in second, and Tig has taken the third different race winner. Tig from 6th to 1st. Those softs on the lap 1 definitely paid off. Rob P2, McCluskey 3rd, Marco 4th, from pole position down to 4th again, and just doesn't have the pace. Seems like it. The driver of the day definitely has to go to Tig, from 6th on the grid to go first on the soft strategy and making it work. Definitely did well for him. And yeah, that was a very good Dutch Grand Prix. I was talking about overtaking here is difficult. It's honestly on this game it's very easy to overtake at almost any track besides Monaco. Monaco is still the track that is very hard to overtake on this game. So yeah, let me just take a look at the standings. I don't think there should be changing anything with Tsunami in 7th. Marco barely in front. Yeah, nah, because Tig 0 points. this season. Rob only 7. So no, Tsunami is still gonna be the championship leader after this Grand Prix. Next week is a mystery round, like every other week. So we will see what the race is gonna be. I am guessing. I'm guessing Bahrain. That's my guess for next week. Yeah, honestly, other than that, I don't have anything else. So I had a very good race, and yeah, see you next week around whatever the track is gonna be. Bahrain, Mexico, Abu Dhabi, China, what Austria. We'll see.